Hi guys and girls and everybody in between. This is another video, my second. I'm showcasing just how well this tool performs with 8mm laminate flooring. Last time, in my last demo, I was using a 90-degree stop because the wall was dead straight. Now I've come across a situation where the wall is at an angle, so I've taken off the 90-degree stop and I'm going freestyle. Now I heard a lot of complaints on the web about it's impossible to use, at an angle, rip cut in, blah. I've ripped with it, I've cross cut with it at an angle, and I've used the 90-degree stop. With a 90-degree stop, it's very easy. Yes, as soon as you have to rip or do it in an angle, it becomes a little bit more complicated, but it's still easy. It's not very easy, it's still easy. Now this is the flooring I'm using. Swiss Krono, made in Germany. The Germans are here. Superior. They have many different other types. However, this is what I'm working with. So here we go. Now it's time to get this cut down. Now I've done my cut line, so it's like say about 5-degree angle or so, and it's time to start cutting. Now to get my cut line aligned with the blade, all you have to do is look straight down the side of your blade until it matches up with your line perfectly. You could either let it go just over the line so there's no line there, or just under, whichever you're comfortable with. I tend to leave a tiny bit of the line showing, so I know for sure all things are equal. However, it's not essential. Not with floorboards anyway. I'm just being very, very OTT. Okay, but you can you see my camera is so bad and I can't zoom in with it. If I zoom, you won't see anything. But you can see the line is perfectly in line with my blade. And there you go. Okay, so now we've got that done. Now it's time to cut. Now yes, cutting without the 90-degree stop is a little bit more tricky, but not really. Another thing about this, even if you do go off a little bit, you can always adjust. So you can either be precise with this, or you can just go in rough. It's up to you. I always like being precise. So the best thing to do, if you want to do this, is put your foot down. Now you hear the stories, put your foot down. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But don't worry, your foot is completely safe. You're just using your foot as a depth stop. And then we bite in. Okay, so we're bitting in now. If we look, slightly skewed off a little bit, but it's no biggie. Like I said, and believe you me, your foot is safe. Don't worry about your foot. This is not the sort of tool that's going to take your foot off. So we adjust it just to suit our line, and then we keep on cutting. Just watch. One hand. See, it's gone a little bit off. Just tweak it. We can get it to come. Alright, this is the issue. You got to come up. This is the little issue. Another cool thing about this as well, I have to say, is you can scrape off, you can do shavings. If you really, I don't know why you'd want to do that with laminate, but I'm saying you could actually do shavings. If you just want to make sure that you get that line perfectly all the way, you can shave it off. So this is how you do ripping as well. Look, you see, you pull this up. Check it. You pull this up. Now you've cut that far. It hasn't cut all the way. You've got that little bit left over. But this is a good example for ripping. And yes, it's a lot more difficult using one hand holding the camera. Don't want to get my fingers in the way. It's very, very, very silly. I don't have someone to hold the camera for me. all by myself. But look, this is just basically how you do it. Bang, and it's done. So, you know, cutting at an angle is pretty easy as well, to be honest. You know, I'm holding the camera with one hand, you got to remember that. You know, so if I didn't have my one hand holding this camera, then I would have done this much easier. However, trying to hold the camera and keep it aligned and steady and focused and everything else is a bit tricky, trying to do this at the same time. But there you see, there's the cut, done. Angled cut. If you look, here's the pitch. Angle, not straight. How can I show you that's not straight? And there you go. That's the straight line there, and there's the angled cut. So all in all, guys, very easy, honestly, very easy. If I had both hands, I would have done that without having to have to do rip style cutting. But then you can always do that. If you do mess up, you can just push it through the blade and cut it some more. So ripping is very easy with this, honestly. It's just doing a demonstration of ripping. You know, you saw what happened as soon as that happened. You know, the camera's all over the place. And I've got nowhere I can put this camera so that you can see it clearly, you know, see what I'm doing. So I have to hold it in my hand. So, but, you know, I've done an angled cross cut using one hand and a foot, while the other hand's holding a camera. So, you know, I think that's evident enough. If you practice with this thing, if you use it regularly, you will be blowing these floorboards away, man. Honestly, you will. So again, this is a cross-cut monster, but it also rips as well. And I've done this whole job just using this tool. I haven't needed any other tool. And yes, you could have done it with a saw, a hand saw, and sat there all day zigzagging, sawing, but this does things so quickly, you know, and precisely, and the cuts are clean, but not saying they have to be, but they are clean. It's marvellous. Great invention. Thumbs up, 5 stars, all the way. You know, go out and get one. Get the more expensive one. Looks even better. However, this one is doing the job for me with 8mm laminate flooring. So, thumbs up. Whoever's complaining about this contraption is not using it right. I've held the camera while holding the wood down with my foot, the floorboard down with my foot, and using my other hand to cut. Now, that's crazy, but still wasn't an issue. If I had both hands, I would have breezed through that, but like I said, you wouldn't be seeing the demonstration. So there you go, thanks. There will be more videos coming, not to do with this tool anymore, but I've got a vast array of tools that I would like to showcase, and maybe some of them will be of interest to you. Thanks for watching, goodbye.